We have nearly a mile of the Wiley here. About 25 years ago, the road was straightened, and we can foresee issues with the road ending up in the river. So the fishing club, along with the Wildlife Trust, have come up with a scheme to try and slow the river down and hopefully promote more wildlife, rather than years ago the main aim was to get the water down to the coast. These days we need to be perhaps putting the rivers back to more how they were many years ago, and this particular stretch was a lot slower.
This bit of the Wiley, typical of a lot of rivers, has been canalised over many years, and it is not a typical chalk stream river with the meanders and the gradual banks. It's got a sort of gravel shoulder to it, which means that the river margin isn't as ideal as it could be. We feel that if we use the gradient better by extending two big meanders into this field, we will have a much better conservation ecology for both fish and wildlife.
Well, the river here runs through the heart of the farm, so physically it's a central point for us. It's a great, diverse habitat and something that we're keen to support, and the wildlife that the river ecology supports as well. But also, the commercial fishery is an important enterprise for us, so we need it working to the best of its ability, if you like. So having the Environment Agency come along and support us in wanting to do projects like they did here was really beneficial to us.
My farm borders either side of the Salisbury Avon that we're stood by now. The water meadows next door to the river are used for grazing livestock, and then onto the higher ground we've got arable, and then most of the land that the army actually actively train across, we run beef suckler cows. The stretch of the river that we're stood by now, when I was a child, was actually dug out by a 360 excavator and turned it into like a canal. Looked very good at the time. The water flow was too slow at times, and the river then started silting up, and it was no good for nature or the environment. So what has happened now is the Environmental Agency and various other organisations and MOD got together, and they decided in the river here they were going to dig it out and put some riffles in that places that enable the fish to spawn, and like they used to years ago. We didn't get any compensation or anything for it, but we were quite happy to let all this happen to improve the river and make it what it used to be.